everyone. So my name's Miss Ariel, this is Miss Kaylee, and this is Miss Karina. And together we're going to be talking about forces. Now, I know this topic may seem a little unfamiliar to some of you, but don't worry because together we're going to be talking about experiences and ideas that we already know about forces, and we're going to be doing activities so we can hopefully learn something new. So today we're going to be asking ourselves, how do things move? So every time that we're discussing issues together or anytime we're doing activities, I want you to try and keep this question in the back of your mind. So before we get started, I want to make sure that we discuss our rules for participation with you guys. So firstly, it's important that every single one of you shares your ideas. The reason for this is because the more that we share our ideas together, the more that we're going to learn. Secondly, when you do have an answer that you want to give or an idea that you want to share, I'm going to ask you to silently raise your hand. This is going to make sure that everybody has a chance to speak and everyone's ideas get heard. Lastly, try and remember that we're talking about issues of science. So I want you to keep this in mind and make sure you think about past lessons in science you've learned and try and incorporate those ideas and that type of vocabulary. So does everyone understand? Are there any questions before we get started?
No.
No? Okay, perfect. So who wants to come and be my volunteer and get in the front with me? Catherine, come. Now, just because Catherine's the only one in front doesn't mean I don't want everybody watching, because I'm going to ask questions later and I expect everyone to participate. Okay, so let's begin. Catherine, I want you to hold on to the other end of the ruler. Perfect. Now, can you tell me, is there anything that you feel or anything going on here that you want to describe to the rest of the class?
I don't feel anything.
You don't feel anything? Does anyone have anything that they want to add?
No.
By raising their hand?
No.
No? Okay. So, what about, everyone watch closely, what about when I go like this? Did you feel anything there?
Yeah.
What did you feel?
I felt the push.
A push. Okay, very good. Does anyone want to add? Just hold on 1 second. Let's start writing these ideas on the board. So push, I like that. Does anyone want to add on to what Catherine was saying? Yes, Philip.
When you pushed, she walked backwards.
She pushed backwards, exactly. So when I pushed, she pushed backwards. Okay, great. So now I want everyone to look in the front again. Catherine, please hold on to the other end. So what about now? Did you feel anything there?
Yeah.
What did you feel?
A pull.
A pull. Okay, so let's write that out on the board too. A pull. Okay, does anyone want to add on to what Catherine was saying? Marie-Laurence?
But when you pull, she moved forward.
When I pulled, she also moved forward. Exactly. So my pull, she moved forward. Okay, great. Thank you so much, Catherine. You can go and sit down. Okay, so now we have a few ideas floating around, and together we all noticed that there was a push and a pull. So let's keep going with this. We have push and pull. Now, can anyone think of other pushes and pulls that they experience in their everyday life? Think of pushes and pulls that you feel. Yes, Michelle.
When you pick up your school bag?
When you pick up your school bag, would that be a push or a pull?
A pull?
A pull. You're pulling it?
Up.
Yeah. Okay, so when you pick up your school bag. Does anyone else have another example? Catherine?
When you pull on a dog's leash.
When you pull on a dog's leash. I like that one. That one's a very good example. Philip?
Wind blowing leaves.
The wind blowing the leaves. Would that be example of a push or a pull?
Push.
A push. Let's see if we can get one more example. Marie-Laurence?
When you're pushing the cart at the grocery store.
Pushing the cart at the grocery store. That's a good one too. Okay, perfect. So together we've come up with some great examples of pushes and pulls. And to build on these ideas, we're going to start and do an activity with Miss Kaylee.